Come in, the tea is ready. Have a seat. So, starting the year with a bit of Palo Santo. Very good for purification, focus, and luck. So tell me, how was your New Year's Eve? Good? Relaxing? Or maybe you went out to go to some party? My New Year's resolutions. Oh, I don't really have New Year's resolutions. This is not really a tradition that I follow, no. I don't really like setting big goals for January. I feel like people are rushing into the new year with big intention, big goals, big plans, and it's a good thing. However, I believe that when you rush into things, it doesn't really stay during the year. I mean, your energy might just diminish, and well, your intentions, good intentions, resolutions might just, disappear in the middle of the year because you don't really have the energy anymore. I prefer to follow nature's cycle. We are in the middle of winter now, and if you also live in the northern hemisphere, then you know that now it's cold, it's dark, and well, nature is asleep. So it's an invitation to go into a big introspection. It's not really a time where you plant seeds and you start seeing growth. No, it's more a time where we just slow down. So in January, I prefer taking the time. Of course, I think about my intention for the new year, what I want to plant throughout the year. However, I give myself some time to just sit and relax and just receive information, intuition, inspiration before moving on in spring. Of course, near the end of winter, we already feel the sense of newness, but it's important to take some time for ourselves, right? So, I thought that having a winter tea with some tarot card reading would be a great way to start the new year. Don't you think so? I've got a brand new deck to show you, and I have a winter tea to offer you. Would you like some? Yes? I have something very simple but very nice to suggest. I have some slice of lemons and oranges to help you go through the winter. It's an old tradition of my ancestors. Every winter we drink some winter tea with spices and oranges and lemons, because for us they remind us of the light and the sun. You know that during winter days are darker and we are waiting for light to come back and the heat to come back. So oranges and lemons represent the sun and the light and the hope that things will be brighter. This is what our ancestors used to do to celebrate winter and also to go through the darkest times, because sometimes winter can be, well, a bit too dark, a bit too cold, and we need something to remind us that it's just a season that won't last forever, but it's a season that can be appreciated since it's inviting us to go into a deep rest and introspection. So, some tea for you. With some oranges and lemons. Both or just lemon and oranges, or oranges? Both, okay. Happy New Year. It's perfect. I like the bitterness of the orange peel. So now let's have a tarot card reading. Because it's the beginning of the new year, I want to make something a bit special. So I have a brand new deck, and you know that in the tarot you have major cards and minor cards. The major cards reveal something that is all about the big themes of life, and the minor cards are more about the day-to-day things. So, because it's an important beginning, it's the beginning of the new year, I have 22 cards, the 22 major cards here, and I will draw one to know what the theme of this year will be, right? Good. So, you can close your eyes and we will just tap into our intuition and ask the universe what will she'll see for this new year, for 2025. So, we've got the Hanging Man. here in this card, it's a woman who is upside down. But in traditional tarot, you've got a man who is upside down. This is a beautiful card, very beautiful, represented. Well, it resonates with what we were just talking about, resting and slowing down. The Hanging Man invites us to surrender, let go of control, and take the time to think things. It's not about rushing. It's not about doing things in the old way, because the Hanging Man poses in order to shift its perspective. So you see, this woman is into a state of surrender. She's looking upside down and she's welcoming any new ways of doing, creating, thinking, going about her life. And this is what this thing would be for 2025. I feel that this year will be a bit odd, a bit strange maybe, because I don't know, it's an intuition I feel. It's gonna be, it won't make sense sometimes, but that's a good sign. It's a sign that we are now into a transition and we let go of the old to welcome the new. And sometimes it might not always be comfortable, but for evolution, sometimes a bit of discomfort is required, but the way we're gonna experience it will only depend on how we are going to receive it and welcome it, because change is always exciting. It might be a bit scary, but that's the reason why we need to pause and not to rush into things. Obviously, if you feel like you need to do things or you are inspired to take action straight into January, please do so. But remember, do it only when you are in alignment with your true self, because this card sometimes appears when we're not really aligned with what is anymore. So we pause and reflect to see what sorts of adjustments need to be made in order for us to thrive as our true selves. So, great card. And I will also draw 4 cards for us, right? So again, you can close your eyes, surrender, and receive inspiration, information, whatever you need to receive for this year. Guidance. Yes. So this is the first card, second card, fourth card, third card, sorry, and the fourth. Good. Right. So let's see what we have for the first card. Oh, the Four of Wands reversed. So the Four of Wands is a card that is all about celebration, harmonious relationships, celebrating life, celebrating an event. It's a very joyful card, but it was in reversed. So what it means that if we sometimes feel during the year of 2025 that we might have lost the spark of joy, then we want to pause again to reflect on what we truly love, what makes our heart sing. Because this card says that even if we don't feel inspired anymore, even if we feel a bit, yes, uninspired. And if we miss the spark of joy, it's always there. Sometimes we don't see it or we don't feel it anymore because there's a bit of mud on our windows. So reflecting on what you truly want, what truly makes you happy, can help you find that spark again. So that's it for the first card. Then we do have the second card, and we have, another 4. The 4 of Swords. But it was also in reverse. So the 4 of Swords, a bit like the Hanging Man, is about rest. Again, we have a theme here. It's about recharging your batteries. You see a woman, she's actually resting, sitting between 4 swords, and the number 4 is about consolidation, foundation. Sometimes before planting the seeds of a new project, you want to make sure that the soil is good enough, so you want to plant your roots somewhere before you decide to flourish, right? Because it was reversed, it might say that we might feel a bit of resistance towards resting. Maybe we want to rush into the new year. Maybe we want to see things grow very fast, but everything has its own rhythm, right? So it's necessary to pause sometimes, and sometimes we think we know what we want, but when we really think about it and feel it, we might begin to understand that actually we want something else. So take your time this year to know what seeds you want to plant. And the third card is the Knight of Swords. Gotta get some swords. The Knight of Swords, but this time upright. So knights in the tarot are all about experimenting. They're not expert in their field. They are mostly beginners, but they are really into adventures. They experiment things. They try new things. They are very excited to start something completely new. And the realm of swords is about the mind, the mental clarity. It's about your thoughts, basically. So the Knight of Swords is all about focus. You don't want to distract yourself with all the noise there is and there will be. It's important to stay focused on what is important for you and start experimenting with new ideas. So I feel that maybe the beginning of the year will be more about resting and reflecting. And once you know what you want to go about, then the Knight of Swords will help you stay focused on your mission. So it's a great card. I mean, there are no bad or wrong cards or good or right cards. It's more about dancing with the different contrasts of life and seeing beauty everywhere, even in the challenges. And then we have the Queen of Swords. So we had the Knight of Swords, and now we have the Queen of Swords. Again, it's all about the mind, the thoughts. And here we have someone who is a bit more an expert on the mind. We had the Knight of Swords who was much more into experimentation. The Queen knows more because she's a bit more mature. And she can connect her logical mind to her intuition. This is the reason why she can see through illusions. She knows what is true and what is not true. She cannot be easily deceived because her mind is very sharp and wit. I don't know if this is how you say that in English, but she is very, very focused, and she can sense when something is not right. So this card invites us to connect our mind to our heart. I guess that the beginning of the new year, the beginning of the year will be all about receiving information, and maybe you will have some kind of big visualization and goals, and your mind will be here to serve the heart, meaning that you can trust your logical mind to know what step to take. And if you align the heart with your mind, you're going to be able to materialize what you want to achieve during 2025. So again, focus is important, and trust your logical mind and your intuition. Make sure that they work together. Right. So it was a small reading, and I hope that you have enjoyed it. Again, if it doesn't resonate with you, discard it. What is important, just like my sister always says, is your own guidance, what you feel inside. And all those magical tools, including the Palo Santo, is here to strengthen what's already inside of you. It's not a replacement for your own guidance. It's an enhancement. What an exciting year. Even if it's going to be a bit odd, maybe. I think strange is not a bad thing, actually. Strange is about creativity. It's about possibilities. It's about newness. Yeah. So, it's exciting. What a delicious tea. Oh yeah, me and my sister. Yeah. Well, actually, we are taking our time to build the academy we want to build. We wanted to make an astrology course together, and we're still in the process because I strongly resonate with this card. The take your time, and if you have a bit of disharmonious relationships around you, take your time to resolve the conflict. With my sister, we don't always agree on things. Sometimes she wants to teach astrology in a more modern way, and I am very attached to the traditional way of teaching it, so we don't really agree on that, and so we need some time to work it out. Of course. But like I said, the winter time is great for introspection, so I guess we will slow down a little bit during that time, and for spring we will see how it goes. But I'm very excited about working with her now that we are sisters like we used to. But sisters always fight in some ways. It's normal. We are two different people, two different witches. Yes. Right. So, I hope you're not in a hurry. No, because I have more tea if you want. And maybe we can just enjoy a bit more Palo Santo. So I wish you a very good year, and you will see us soon again. My sister insisted on talking a bit more about our Sabbats and the different traditions we have for each season, because she thought that you might be interested. And I think it would be a great way to go through 2025, because you already know about Yule and Samhain, or maybe you know all the different Sabbats, you know, the witches' holidays, but there are so much more to explore. So this year we decided to do something about it and to celebrate it with you, so that you could see and experience all the different Sabbats and their magic. So I hope you're ready for it, because I am. I wish you a wonderful night or day wherever you are in the world, and go through the winter slowly. Take your time, and magic.